Hello everyone, we're 2 rounds away from moving up to the MotoGP Premier Class, so today I am going to start once again from the back of the grid on the hardest difficulty in the game and see if we can win from the back. It's last to hopefully first in the 14-lap race here in the Sepang International Circuit. So, here we go. I've not done even a lick of practice for this one. I didn't even bother doing the practice or qualifying or anything, just fired up the game and ready to do battle. Now, I am keen on this circuit more than I have been in the past. In the past, I've been quite critical. It doesn't really suit my style all that much, but I do feel like it's a great track, and I do find there's some good spots for overtaking, especially here. So I'm going to try and go around the outside of Jeremy Alcoba here, and I think we've made it stick. He didn't quite give me as much trouble as I thought he would, but we got through on the Yamaha Master Camp Rider, and now, in fact, we're going to go side to side with Zonta van der Gerberg, running it a little bit deep into the Lang Kwai. And now we're already up to the point scoring positions, or almost will be when I just nudge Filip Salac out of the way. Apologies to the Czech rider there. Of course, he'll be happy about Czech Republic coming back into MotoGP, or should I say MotoGP going back to the Czech Republic, as we're going to see Brno on the calendar next season. One of my favourite tracks in the previous game, so I'm looking forward to seeing Brno back in both real life and in the game form, as I just try to go alongside Dennis Onchu there, and I ended up bumping the rear of MotoGP bound rider Somkhiat Chantra. Oh, I got picked up ever so slightly then, didn't want to touch his rear tires. Chantra, whoa, fair play to Chantra. I had to lift the bike up pretty quickly then. Oh, nice. Oh, I gave it him back, but unfortunately we did make contact within the apex of turn 13. But I'll tell you what, I haven't got through this one quite as quickly. Now, this is going to be a strange thing to say here, but I am glad this is not going as easy. Because in the past, against 120% AI, it's been too easy. I mean, look at that championship standing. We're up by 116 ahead of Celestino Vietti. It's been far too easy. I will be happy if I genuinely struggle in this race. It's more interesting for you and it's more interesting for me, so I am not going to try and barge my way through. Did a little bit to Filip Salac, but I gave the space to Chantra when he finally found a way to send it up on the inside. And this one, I'll be going round the outside on Dennis Onchu, although I've ran it a bit deep. I was thinking more that he would come back up on the inside. He might go for it now. Just a slight twitch on the analog stick there, just to avoid hitting contact with the new Moto2 podium rider. Of course, Top Rank Razgatlioglu is a big fan of Dennis Onchu, same as Can Onchu as well, as a matter of fact. And both riders are certainly doing well in their respective championships. I mean, Dennis Onchu, rookie, been injured a couple of times, but already got his first podium now in Moto2. I think the sky is the limit for Dennis. But we are now up into the 13th place. To my maths, that is 3 points to our name. There's Fermin Aldeguer, MotoGP bound rider as well, of course, in real life, going to Gresini Ducati. He's leading the way. Celestino Vietti moving on from the Red Bull KTM IO team, which I think is actually a bit of a shame, to be honest. I think he could do with having another year in the IO team. So we'll just quickly size our way through now on Ethan Guevara, dispossessed him of 12th place. But getting back to Vietti just briefly, there's a lot of rumours about him going to the Italtrans team. But I've also heard rumours about other riders going to the Italtrans team with Diogo Moreira and possibly one of the Moto3 riders. So who knows yet? Oh, just hit. Oh, goodness me, I hit the curb there. Just caught the bike and made it unsettled. But now into the Sunway Lagoon. Yeah, as I say at the start of this video, I've been so critical about this track in the past, and usually it's because I'm just not very good at it, and I'm still not particularly good at this track. It's definitely one of my least best tracks, one of my worst tracks, let's say. That would be easier to say for the English speakers. And honestly, I do like it. It's got some great points, but I'm just not all that good at it. But it is growing on me every single time I tackle this track. The same way I feel about Aragon, but we have just gone a second quicker than Tony Arbolino's in 3rd place. So already on this lap, we've taken a whole second away from the competition at the front, and we've got 10 places to get through to win this race. So far, so good. Doesn't look like we're just going to win this one easily. I'm having to actually work for it, which makes me enjoy this experience so much more. As Alonso Lopez, of course, on board the OnlyFans American Racing Team Kalex. We're around the outside. Oh, he's fighting back. I thought he was going to let me through there, but okay, fair enough. I can now do the business. I do really love this corner here. Going into turn 5 here, I had a comment in my Moto3 race, and I haven't forgotten about it. I went into that apex so beautifully and so tightly that the comment said something on the lines of, I have never seen a corner executed so beautifully, or something like that. And I always think about trying to replicate that, and I never seem to get it the same way. That was a perfect time for when we did it in Moto3, but with the bigger bikes, it's not so easy to get that right. As we close in now to the Fantic Racing rider of Alberto Reinas. Oh, trying to go through the inside, but just had to close the door on me, didn't he? He did the right thing, though. I mean, it's his position. That would have been me forcing my way through, but I'm going to force it on the opposite side now. This is some good racing so far. I am certainly enjoying this. Can I now launch on the inside of Joe Roberts? I don't think it's possible. Of course, this championship challenge has gone awry in our MotoGP 24 career mode. And in real life as well, actually. It's not going so well for Joe. It seems to be just slipping away from his fingers ever so slightly. As we now charge into the left-hander. This is the final corner here in Malaysia. Turn 15 it is. And we actually made a good couple of overtakes there, but we lost 0.3 of a second. But we're still significantly quicker than the rest. So even with those overtakes, we have still closed in, and we're continuously closing in on the action at the front. This has been a great race so far. I am thoroughly enjoying this bit of skirmish as I try and get alongside Sergio Garcia. I'm going to have to give him the position. I don't know why my rider was gesticulating. It was kind of on me that. I was being a little bit too aggressive to Sergio. As Garcia just picked it up mid-corner there, made me a little bit nervous going into the right-hander. That's at least 0.3 of a second lost already into the first sector. There's Jake Dixon, of course, in my career mode. He is using the Grassini team. Plans to stay with the... in fact, is he going to Mark VDS? I feel like I've seen that. He's going to the Mark VDS team with Bosca next season. Yeah, I do believe that is the case for Jake Dixon. We won't obviously seeing him in my next career mode race because, well, in my next career mode championship, let's say, because I'll be moving up to the Premier class. And as mentioned already, I am so close to deciding on either the Yamaha or the Honda. I want one of the worst teams in MotoGP so I can push like I've never pushed before to be competitive in this championship, in this career mode. I want a challenge. I don't want to walk into MotoGP and be an absolute dominating factor. I want... Oh my lord, I almost lost the front. I want to stay on board the bike, as a matter of fact. So I might be pushing in quite aggressively here. But I'm sort of thinking about the future for MotoGP class. Of course, guys, if you are looking forward to the MotoGP class, let me know, and let me know what bike you want me to choose. I have pretty much made my mind up for either one of those, but I'm sure with enough interest I can change my mind. But into the final corner, this is turn 15. A little bit of a nudge there into the rear of Marcos Ramirez. That was a weird animation, wasn't it? Didn't look like it hit him that hard. But across the line, the gap has come down to the leader to 2.2 seconds. Manuel Gonzalez is occupying 4th place, but now soon to be a very popular 5th place for Manuel Gonzalez. Of course, he usually features in that position as we go tight to the apex again. I'm caught on the curb. He's got the inside line. Might be able to go around the outside of him like we did to Sergio Garcia. Lean into the right-hander now. Ooh, it's a bit messy there. Just bumped into his foot on the gear shifter there. As we now have occupied 4th place. We have carved our way through the pack in this one. This has been a brilliant race so far. I have thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think some of my overtakes have been a little bit clumsy, I'll be honest. But for the majority of it, I think we've done a relatively clean job. And it's not always so simple to overtake riders in this game because they don't always give you that space once you've gone through. Sometimes they end up hitting you and making things look a bit awkward. But it's close enough. It's close enough to a clean overtake in MotoGP 24. So, you know what? I'm happy with this one as we break now into the Michelin sign to the clear corner. That's a beautiful apex. Oh, yes. We are closing in to the 3 rides ahead of us. 2 Italians and a Spaniard. The Brit is about to join the fray of this battle for the podium. But we are already on lap 5. Soon to be on lap 6 at the end of this one. Again, touching limits into that corner. I am pushing too much on that left-hander, as the right-hand side of that medium front is beginning to get battered a bit. Certainly on the temperature side. As long as we be careful now as we go into the final corner, should be relatively fine. I think those tyres would last. I wanted to go for the soft rear though, just to make sure, keep things interesting, because if we do start to lose time towards the end, maybe the racing will keep interesting. So here it is then. This is probably the last time you'll see us not in a podium position as we cross the line with a new fast lap of the race, a 2:03.289. Hard on the brakes and possibly around the outside of Celestino. I guess not. He is very tight to the apex there. We're going for a different sort of line that we've been doing compared to the previous laps, as we now power on to close in on the number 13. So current gap to the leader is 1.2 seconds, and of course that is Fermin Aldeguer, as we got that wonderful pop back from the exhaust there. I don't doubt that we're going to be right there with them by the end of probably lap 7. Unless I can make short work of Celestino, but I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time. There's no rush in this one. Nice apex into the left-hand side for the Langkawi. Langkawi, possibly is that how you pronounce it? Not entirely sure, but around the outside of Celestino. Oh, this could be good. Oh, got caught a bit on the curb, but we do make it stick round the outside to take over for 3rd place. We are back in the podium positions once again. 0.3 of a second we have found already on this lap. This might be a 2:02. Which would definitely be the fastest lap. And once again, guys, this is the hardest difficulty in the game. I cannot make this game any harder. I'm trying everything, but starting at the back of the grid, using different tyres, going around the outside of Tony Arbolino. I am certainly trying to keep things going and keep it fresh for this career mode. And there goes Tony up at the inside, but I'll take that position back if you don't mind. Quick upshift to 3rd gear as Tony can't get the bike straight. Of course, Tiger Tony on board the MT Helmets MSI team. As we now go into the brakes. Has he got the inside line? He had, somehow, and he absolutely sent it. That is an absolutely bizarre overtake from Tony Arbolino, but he's got it and he's made it stick. I don't know how that was allowed. I don't know how he wasn't told to drop a position, but I guess that is it. So into the right-hander then, around the outside of Tony. I think we can, as we go into the right. Oh, Tony lost the front, Tony! Oh, my God. Tony lost the front. We've got to do all that work again. Oh, my God, that was a bit scary, wasn't it? Can you imagine that after all that work? To get all the way up to the top 2 positions. Tony goes for a wacky overtake into the final corner, and then drops the front into turn 1. How bizarre. How bizarre? How bizarre. Oh, I just bumped to the back of Celestino. Apologies, I was trying to get that position around the outside, but it didn't quite work out there, and it was quite aggressive. And oh, there we go. That lovely tight apex. I've done it. I've done it again like I did in Moto 3, and then I messed it up on the right-hander. Damn it. Oh, here comes Celestino then. Has he got the line? I want to give him the position. I'm going to have to give it him. Christ almighty, Celestino. That was a bit aggressive. 1.8 is the gap then. Alright then, so back to the drawing board. As this lap time has been an absolute shocker. 1.7 seconds we've lost from avoiding the contact with Tony Arbolino and then avoiding the lunge from Celestino. Rhyming accidentally. So we've been pretty busy so far on lap 7. Try and go around the outside. Surely that's not going to work. Surely that's not going to work. It has worked. Yes! Perfuera style in the DrAce channel as Celestino goes back at the inside. I'll take it back. Thank you very much. 1.3 is the gap to Fermin Aldeguer. Now, he's kept his nose clean here. He's just been going for it. We, on the other hand, have had a very messy race. Now, of course, the championship has well and truly been decided a long time ago. So it doesn't really matter to me, but it will matter to Fermin Aldeguer and Celestino Vietti because they are battling for that runner-up position in the Moto2 World Championship. In fact, perfect timing, there you go. Celestino leads that battle by 21 points. course, anything can happen in motorcycle racing, and usually does, like you just seen with Tony Arbolino a moment ago. So there's still plenty of twists and tales, I don't doubt, in this race here today. Whether it'll be Celestino trying to fight back, or maybe it'll be Fermin Aldeguer dropping the lead a little bit. I guess we're going to find out. Manuel Gonzalez up to 4th. Ramirez still 5th. Dixon 6th, with Sergio Garcia in 7th, with Alberto Reinas in 8th place. The only non-finisher so far is Onto van der Goorburg. Of course, we've seen him earlier on into turn 5. Let's not hit the apex this time around. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, steady. That is a treacherous corner to go wrong, though. If you run it too deep and onto that sort of weird gridding part of the track, it's an instant crash, so I'm glad we didn't run it too far over. But we found a whopping amount of time here. Fermin Aldeguer is going to be under some serious pressure if he isn't already. I'd like to go for that lunge like Marquez did to Rossi on the right hand side there, but I'm worried that then it could result in curtains for both of us. That's a beautiful tight apex. Can't we go around the outside like we did to Celestino on the lap prior? No, I've braked a little bit too late there. Or have I? Or have I? Or have I? Oh, yes! We're through! I did not expect that. I expected him to come back though, and he certainly did. That was a lovely overtake. Didn't quite work out as well because of course I put myself a little bit too wide for the right-hander. But that was fun. I am enjoying these makeshift overtakes in this race so far. As we go really tight to the apex, both of us clipping the curb there, forcing our Calyx and Boscoscuro machiners to sit up. Of course, both on the Triumph 765 Triumph Moto2 765 engines. And this is it. This time I'm going around the outside into turn 1, and Fermin, you are not going to stop. Oh, he's totally tried though! Not again! Not again! Are you joking? Twice in this race. Oh, and that's it. He's out of it. What on earth was that? Are you kidding? Twice? In about 3 laps, 2 riders cannot stand the overtake around the outside, so they go full kamikaze. That was absolutely mental. What a monumental moment in this championship. Fermin Aldeguer has dropped the ball. He's not going to finish second in the championship now. No chance. I can't believe 2 riders there. 2 riders crashed and almost sent me out twice. I don't know how we survived both of those. I guess we have some good sort of reaction skills to try and avoid the contact as Celestino tries to position in front of me. Can we go around the outside here? Surely not. Can we? Can we? Yeah, sort of. It was a bit messy, but we sort of got through. Got to try and make, invent some overtakes in some of these corners. Keeps it fun, doesn't it? Well, this is a wonderful overtake, yeah. Oh, it's messy. It's a little bit messy, that. Got through. Now, does Celestino go for the lunge? I am not very good at this corner, to be honest. My strengths are more straight line braking, in line with the engine. Braking on an angle like that is not my skill, so unfortunately I do lose a bit of time there. If you ever race against me, just know that you can get me in that corner, because I am not very good in that corner. Now into turn 15. I got a nice drive there, as a matter of fact. That could be it. Ooh, then again, Celestino had a better drive than I did. I don't know how that was possible. I lost 3.7 seconds on that lap. Wow. That's a lot of time to lose, and here we go on the brakes. Do I dare again? I certainly do. But it didn't stick. Celestino still leads the race, and I've got to say, if we hadn't have had those crashes, maybe this one would have been done and dusted already. But here on lap 10, we're still racing, and we're still having fun. That's what this championship is all about. I have really enjoyed this career mode. It's been amazing since Moto3 to Moto2. I know I've been a little bit critical about the AI's performance because they are lackluster sometimes. Yes, I am talking about you, Celestino, as a good look behind me. As a good look behind himself, should I say. And yeah, we have had some good races though, some good battles. And when they're on their game, and they do send lunges like that, it's fun. I can keep with them and we can give as good as we've got. But we don't always get it. Sometimes we just don't get a battle at all. And I just dominate. Bits like we did in the Phillip Island race, even when I started at the back of the grid as Celestino, making himself look massive in that corner. Couldn't really get past him. That's a bit tight to the apex. I lost my drive going into that right-hander. AI run it a little bit wider than I like to go into there. And look at the momentum we've picked up already. I'm going to go for it again. Oh, he touched the apex. Don't tell me he crashed then. It genuinely looked like he was losing the front then. Well, we've got a race on our hands. Can't actually seem to get clear of Celestino here. And all this time we're just losing massive ground to Manuel Gonzalez, who's inherited the podium, don't forget. Hard on the brakes, into turn 15. Celestino's going to come through no matter what here. I'm going to have to lift up. Oh, wow. I went wide then to try and avoid that. And I actually lost more time than Chelly did. But this is the first time we have led across the line in the lead. That's a long time to wait, ladies and gentlemen, but here we go. Onto the brakes, onto the curb. Where's Chelly? He's got the line, but I've got the tighter apex. That could be it. That could be curtains. Oh, I lifted up thinking he would go for a lunge then, but I think that's it. Catch me if you can. I would really like to set a 2:02 lap time, so I'm thinking about getting the hammer down now. Might be a bit too late in this video to start thinking about lap times like that. But as we do run it tight and then wide, yeah, we've lost a significant amount of time in that first sector, but I'm not sure actually. I don't think we can. I think the tyres might have taken too much of a pounding in this one. Small advantage of half a second is brewing. Not ideal going into that right-hander there. This, of course, is the Genting corner. Both Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Quartararo crashed out there a few years ago in the qualifying sessions. And then on the brakes, I think that's it. I do really like that clear corner. It allows me to brake the way I like to brake, hit the apex, fire out with reckless abandon. So yeah, this has been a very solid experience here in MotoGP 24, and I think since the game removed the pickup effect, or at least heavily reduced it, MotoGP 24 is a much accessible game to play in some of these difficult tracks, as I should be paying attention here. I'm messing around. Oh no, I've just hit him! Oh my god, that's my fault. Oh, and he's out! I was going to wait for him. Oh, I'm a muppet. Oh, I am an absolute idiot. I touched his rear tyre. That is my fault. In real life, of course, I would have lost the front there, but that is my fault. Oh, I'm disappointed. I can only apologise to Celestino Vietti. Do I do a long lap penalty or something? I mean, I was only trying to get back onto the power. I wasn't intending to hit him. I don't know. What a mess. That was a little bit embarrassing, that. That was not a good performance for my level. That was silly. I just turned in. I was hoping that I could get onto the back of him so we could go racing again. And I made a complete dog's dinner of that one. That was a mess. So let's see if we can improve our lap time then. We found 1/10 of a second already in the first split after not being harrowed and harassed by Celestino Vietti. It could still be possible. Could still be possible after all. Oh, take a look at Tony Arbolino, by the way. He's up to 8th place. Don't forget he was on the floor going into turn 1, what's about 7 laps ago. So that's quite an impressive recovery. Our lap times have been an absolute mess here today. Some decent ones, but the majority of them we've been messing around with, fighting with the AI, trying to invent overtakes in certain corners. It's not quite gone as well as I would have wanted for consistency, let's say. But into the left-hander, this is the clear corner, very tight to the apex once more. Ooh, a little bit of a wheelie there as well with the Calyx. I don't usually wheelie that often, not in the Moto2 category. And you know, if I ever try and win a race and wheelie over the line, it never happens. I'm just not good enough to get the bike wheeling. Well, we're not going to improve on this lap, and this is the Kenya Lake, so I'll tell you what, let's do a long lap penalty. This would be fair for me taking out Celestino Vietti. I have never tackled that penalty before and actually kind of messed it up upon the entrance. But here we go then. For the last 3 laps, we're going to have a bit of a race on our hand again. It's just an absolutely mess of a race this has been, hasn't it? Anyway, here we go. There's Jake Dixon we've just slotted ahead of. Manuel Gonzalez leads the race for the first time since probably 2023. I don't think he's led a race this season. And I don't even know if he led a race last season either. Marcos Ramirez doing a good job in second place. As we now hit the brakes, coming around the outside, I swear to God, if someone loses the front and then crashes into me again, I will be disappointed. Around the outside of Ramirez, no problem at all. Tight apex, job done. We're already up to second. 3-second penalty, or the long lap penalty, has at least brought this action a bit closer. Whoa! Why did everyone sit up so quickly? That was only a slight love tap. Don't worry about it. And now we're through. No, we're not. I actually just let off the brake ever so slightly there, just to let well, hit the brake harder, should I say, just to allow Gonzalez through. I've got a warning. Wait, was that a track limit warning for touching the white? Well, that's a bit shocking, isn't it, as we're launching up at the inside of Manuel Gonzalez. I can't believe that. I really got given a track limit warning for that. That seemed a bit excessive. It is what it is. Rules are rules. Exceed the track limits and you trigger the sensor. The sensor then gives you a penalty. I guess it makes sense. So into the left-hander. The left-hand side of that medium tyre then was looking a bit worse for wear. And I've got hiccups here at the worst possible time of this race. At least it felt like I was going to get hiccups a moment ago. But I think Manuel Gonzalez popping on the screen might have just shocked me out of them. This is not the time for a commentator to get to get hiccups. Oh God, I can feel my insides trying to hiccup. Not now. I'm trying to race, and you know the rules. I don't like to pause the video, so I find it ruins the flow of them. And God forbid if I ever pause, someone would say, "Oh, you've cheated" or whatever. So I'm just not even going to chance it. I feel like I've got through those hiccups now, so it should be good. And if anyone's going to say, "Oh, you're not actually a commentator," well, I actually am. I'm a motorsport commentator for East Midlands Racing Association, and I commentate at Mallory Park. I have had that in the past. Someone told me, "You're not a commentator, so stop doing it." I am a commentator, so there you go. Anyway, enough about that, because we're going into the first corner here. Half a second clear from Manuel Gonzalez. It was 0.8 of a second momentarily then. Hammer is about to be put down. This is going to be one lap. I can feel it. I've got that sensation now. After everything we went through that moments ago in that previous lap, this is the lap where we now chuck it in and put a good lap time in. Oh, Ramirez has now gone up to second place. All that argy-bargy with Gonzalez has not even lost him second, but has lost him the podium. Jake Dixon featuring on the podium again since the first time, since probably when I won the championship about 3 or 4 rounds ago. 2 or 3 rounds. Oh, don't run it wide. Yeah, we've got a second advantage now, so I think that's it. What a performance. I sincerely hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This has been a blast. This has been my favourite Moto2 race we've had in a while. This has been brilliant. I've really enjoyed this one. So thank you for joining me and watching so far. Of course, with only a couple more corners to go now, we can bask in the virtual Prosecco together before we move up to the Premier class. Will we be wearing blue next season? Will we be wearing orange and blue and white and red and everything else on the Repsol Honda colours? Will it be the LCR Castrol Honda colours of the green and the white and the red and the black? Kind of hope it is, but I've seen players have been given the Repsol Honda before, so I'm keen on that idea. But we'll soon see, won't we, as we're now 1.2 seconds away from victory. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a 14-lap race that will not be forgotten about in the Moto2 career mode history. Put this one in the archives, because we win once again, this time in Sepang. Across the line, we celebrate another 25 championship points. So there you are then, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I certainly hope you enjoyed. I will quickly leave you, and I'll see you then for the next race, which is coming very, very soon. Got some great videos coming out soon as well. More challenge videos, one with Marquez, and even a Michael van der Mark video as well. So definitely stay tuned if you're into Superbike. And upon that note, thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.